Alright, so let's talk about benchmark fractions. Now, what a benchmark fraction is, let's look at the definition. It is common fractions used to estimate fractional amount or unknown fractions. Now, some of the common vocabulary word associated for estimating fraction, same thing like we're rounding or we're estimating, it's the same thing. What you're going to use about, close to, or estimate. So let's look at a couple examples of benchmark fractions. So we have this example right here. Now, we don't know the size of this fraction. So remember, our benchmark fractions are 1/8, 1/4, 1/3, 1/2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some fractions. So I compare this to this one, try to put it over it, and I said, okay, well it looks like it's taking a little, this white space is not as big as 1/2. It seems like it takes up less space because the area that I'm looking for is right in here. So now I'm going to use my other benchmark fraction. So now I have this into quarters to each 1/4 piece. Now look at that piece and I try to compare it to one of these pieces right here. I can see that that still doesn't work. So now I'm going to try my last one. So I look at this one and I look at those two fractional amounts. So I can say to myself, after I move these back down, that this is about 1/3. Or I can say that this is close to 1/3. Either one of these would be an acceptable answer. Now, let's look at this second example. So right now we have this bar fraction. It's shaded in. So now we need a bar fraction to compare it to. So let me go down here and let me grab my bar fraction strip. So I bring it up, kind of measured up against it. And what I'm doing is I have a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. So what I'm going to do, because one of the things with bar fractions is you can lay them right on top of each other to use to estimate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw me a little line down. And I'm going to look at each one of these and to find the one that is closest to. So I'm going to just take my pen and kind of shade them to where all of these are equal. So if I'm looking at this one, I'm going to say that this one is closer to 3/4. So I'm going to say that this fraction right here that I have shaded is about 3/4. And that is the end of our lesson on benchmark fractions. See you next time.